Hey everybody, it's Andrew here and welcome back to my channel. So Bernie Sanders is pushing for seniors to get back pay for that Medicare Part B premium. Of course, he's been fighting to get those premiums lowered, and we're waiting for a final decision from Medicare as to whether or not that's going to happen. And he actually recently wrote a letter to Medicare urging them to not only lower the price, but also give seniors back pay. So we're going to discuss the details as well as the potential for seniors to get a stimulus payment. Of course, we have some groups pushing for as much as $2,000. So let's discuss the details, but before we jump into it, do me a quick favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This is a community for seniors, and my job here is to be a voice for you and be a voice for seniors to make sure President Biden keeps his promise to increase Social Security, increase SSI and SSDI, expand Medicare, and lower prescription drug prices as well. So thank you so much for being a part of our community, and if you really want to support my work, consider subscribing to my second channel. The link to that is going to be in the comments of this video, and on that channel, we're going to have some updates as well, but we're also going to have a Monday night bingo every Monday night, as well as other things like that. So thank you for your support, and with that said, let's jump right into today's update. Now, first, let's do a quick update on daily trending news. Then we'll talk about potential stimulus payments and Bernie Sanders pushing for back pay for those Medicare Part B premiums. Now, this headline says that U.S. lawmakers traded an estimated $355 million of stock in 2021. And this is really like Nancy Pelosi, people like that, who are making millions of dollars in the stock market. And, it's really a controversial issue because we have the Federal Reserve pumping billions of dollars of stimulus into the stock market every single month. And then at the same time, we have, the White House saying that they can't afford to give stimulus checks for seniors. They can't afford to increase Social Security benefits, increase SSI, SSDI, lower prescription drug prices. All these things that President Biden promised, they're really saying they can't afford to do them yet because of inflation. And at the same time, it kind of looks funny when you have representatives and senators making millions of dollars in the stock market, and then we have the Federal Reserve pumping billions of dollars into the stock market every month. It kind of shows you what's going on here, right, folks? Like, if you take a look here, this list shows you who was trading, basically selling and buying the most stocks in 2021. The most noticeable one is Nancy Pelosi. So she bought $12 million in stocks. This is mostly her husband, but it falls under Nancy Pelosi as well. And a couple of the craziest ones is Representative Ro Khanna. So it's Democratic representative from California. He bought $33 million in stocks and sold $20 million in stocks. I mean, holy cow. And then, then we have the government pumping all the stimulus into the stock market and into the bond market. The Federal Reserve is buying like $80 billion worth of bonds every single month. And, that's literally the money that could have been used for Social Security benefits. It could have been used to provide stimulus checks for seniors, all these things that we've talked about. So it's really not a matter of can we afford it. It's really a matter of what are our priorities. And it really goes to show you that with congressmen making all this money in the stock market, it's no surprise that all the stimulus money gets funneled towards the stock market. Now, with that said, being invested in stocks is a great part of your investment portfolio in retirement. And I've been getting a lot of comments asking about dividend stocks. Now, dividend stocks are stocks that pay you every 3 months usually for holding that stock. They pay you something called a dividend, and a lot of seniors use this as part of their retirement portfolio. So they'll have Social Security benefits every month. Then every 3 months they'll get like dividend payouts from different stocks. So just as an example, let's say you have $10,000 of AT&T stock. Every 3 months they might give you $500 to $1,000, so you could use that money to live off of. It's really like another fixed income payment that you can count on in retirement. Now, unfortunately, dividend stocks have really been getting hit hard, and a lot of people on my channel, they actually own AT&T stock, and their dividend was just cut in half. So again, it's just another reason why we need to increase Social Security benefits, because traditional things that seniors usually lived off of, like bonds do not give great yields anymore. Dividend stocks don't give great yields for the most part. So all of these things have really been disintegrating, and it's really just another reason why Social Security is becoming more and more of a staple in retirement, and we need to increase benefits. So with that said, of course, Bernie Sanders is pushing for a $1,000 card for seniors, and then some groups like the Senior Citizens League is pushing for $1,400 or even as high as $2,000. But of course, Joe Manchin basically pumped the brakes on that stimulus package. Things are moving pretty slow right now, and we've got Democrats really focusing on the Supreme Court Justice nomination. They're still trying to attack climate change. They also have to address the government funding bill because the government could shut down in about 3 weeks if the government funding isn't extended once again. Then on top of that, they have the midterms coming up in November. So there's a ton of stuff going on. Pretty much for now, the stimulus package has really been put on the back burner. But as far as back pay, the main thing we're looking at now is the Medicare Part B premiums. Now, as soon as this Part B premium came out, everybody was shocked because if you take a look here, I mean, this is the highest premium we've had essentially ever, I think. And if you look at this chart, just in the last 10 years, from 2012 to 2022, the Part B premium went from $99 to $170, basically doubled in 10 years. And I'll ask you, like, has your Social Security benefit doubled in 10 years? No, it hasn't, right? So Medicare Part B premiums are going up much higher than inflation. And because of this, Bernie Sanders actually wrote a letter to Medicare urging them to lower the Part B premium. Not just Bernie Sanders, but all advocates for seniors like AARP, the Senior Citizens League, obviously on this channel, we're all pushing to get the Medicare premium lowered. And Bernie Sanders actually wrote a letter to Medicare, not only urging them to lower the Part B premium by at least $11.50, but also to give the difference back to seniors in their Social Security payment. See, with January payments already haven't gone out, and February payments about to go out, that means that at minimum you're going to pay this higher premium for at least 2 months, probably 3 or 4 at this point. And what Bernie Sanders wants is once that premium is lowered, which it most likely will be, but we're still waiting for the verdict here, if it's lowered, he wants the first few months that you paid to be given back as back pay. So that means if you paid an additional $11.50, whatever they end up lowering it to, let's say, for example, they lower it by $15, you would get that $15 per month as back pay. So let's just say they lower it in April and you already paid January, February, March. Those 3 months would be given as back pay, giving you $45 in a back paid stimulus payment. Now, I know $45 isn't like a $1,000 stimulus check or even like the $200 per month that was promised, but I mean, right now with everything going on, we'll honestly take what we can get. So let's take a look and see what this letter says that Bernie Sanders wrote to Medicare. He said, "Dear Mr. Dolan," which is the lead analyst for Medicare and Medicaid, he said, "In my view, the administration should immediately lower Medicare premiums by at least $11.50 a month and provide a refund to some 57 million senior citizens for the premium increases that have already gone into effect this month." Now, if the administration takes no action, Medicare recipients will continue to see their biggest premium increase in history. We cannot allow that to happen. Now, if the administration accepts Biogen's price for this drug, seniors who receive it would be forced to come up with a 20% copay of $5,600 out of pocket, which would simply be unacceptable. So not only is he urging them to lower the premium, but he's also urging Medicare to negotiate with Biogen, which is the manufacturer of that drug that was really the main culprit of this increase being so high. Remember, half of that increase was really because of this one drug that was so expensive, and he's saying not only should they lower the premium, but they should also negotiate with Biogen to bring the cost down even more. I think originally it was $56,000, it says here, then they lowered it to $28,000. He's saying that they should lower it even further to no more than $3,000 to $9,000. So he goes on to basically say that this drug is overpriced, they need to lower the price of that, and on top of that, lower the Part B premium accordingly, and give seniors this as back pay. And he said, "Let us have the courage to take on the greed of the pharmaceutical industry, lower the outrageous prices of prescription drugs, and prevent seniors from paying unnecessarily inflated Medicare Part B premiums and copayments." Now, to be honest with you guys, that one of the main culprits of premiums going up are prescription drug prices. Now, if you look at this chart, look back at 2011 where the Part B premium was $115, and then in 2012, the very next year, it actually dropped 15% from $115 to $99 per month. And the main reason that Part B premium dropped wasn't because of Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act or anything like that. It was actually because a lot of brand name drugs actually went generic. And when that happens, we all know that drug prices plummet. So this just goes to show you that prescription drug prices has a massive effect on seniors, not just on copays and what you end up paying out of pocket when you go to pick up your prescription, but also in the form of your Part B premium. Because the one year we finally had a lot of brand name medications go on generic, it just so happened that year that we had like a ton of really common drugs go generic in the same year. Part B premiums dropped by 15%. So imagine if Medicare was allowed to negotiate prescription drug prices. Imagine if prescription drug prices had a cap. Not only would this help lower your copays, but it would also lower your Part B premium. So this is kind of what we're looking at, folks. Democrats are trying to include that in this next package. They're trying to lower prescription drug prices. President Biden actually just gave a speech really detailing exactly why this is important and kind of what they plan to do next. And that's one thing that we do still expect to make it in this package. So although getting a stimulus check might be a little far-fetched at this point, we do have Bernie Sanders fighting for it. We have a lot of groups like the Senior Citizens League fighting for it as well. And then we have Democrats still trying to include things like lowering prescription drug prices, lowering the Medicare Part B premiums, expanding Medicare to include hearing care, doing things like applying more funding to affordable housing to provide more Section 8 vouchers and also build more Section 8 housing. So providing affordable housing for seniors, more affordable home health care for seniors as well. So there's a ton of stuff still that's going to hopefully be in this package that hopefully ends up passing in the next few months. And on top of that, of course, President Biden, we all know, promised to increase Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI across the board. So we're hoping that once this package is done, that's going to be the main focus that Democrats focus on. And a lot of experts are even saying that they should make that their main focus before these midterm elections to try and increase their poll numbers and maintain control of both chambers. Of course, on this channel, I agree with that as well. And it makes sense not only to help seniors, but because seniors are the biggest voting demographic in this country, it makes sense if Democrats want to increase their numbers in the polls, they should be helping the biggest voting demographic in this country, right? It just completely makes sense politically. And I mean, like I say on this channel, we should be taking care of seniors. It's not charity. You paid into the system your whole life. At the very least, Social Security benefits should give you the minimum wage that gets paid in this country, right? And we did the math, and a lot of seniors, if you average it out, end up getting like $2 to $3 per hour on Social Security and SSI, and that's completely not okay, folks. It should be at least minimum wage, which is somewhere between $7 and $15 per hour, depending on your state. So that's about it for this video, folks. Bernie Sanders wrote a letter. This is his second letter. He wrote the first one in December, urging them to consider lowering the price. Now they're considering it, and we're waiting for their final decision. And just last week, Bernie Sanders wrote this second letter, urging them to finally make their decision, lower the prices immediately, and then give seniors back pay for the premiums that they already paid. So guys, we should have a lot of updates to come. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, I will keep you posted on everything that affects seniors in this country, things like Social Security benefits, Medicare, what's happening with SNAP benefits, affordable housing, the economy, and politics. So guys, I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.